Greetings, fellow fans. In today's video, I bring you plenty of updates, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Recently, a surprising revelation emerged about the negative impact a team departure had on a player's performance. This athlete subtly criticized his former teammates, while the player who took his spot in the batting lineup has been outperforming him. The team's supporters are growing increasingly impatient with the situation. So let's get into the heart of the matter. There's a lot to cover. This athlete left his previous team to sign one of the most significant contracts in history, choosing to move to another team and play the remainder of his career in the major leagues. Understandably, fans of his former team were disappointed by this choice, especially after a remarkable season that ended in a finals appearance. He sought new challenges and relocated to a different city. However, this new chapter hasn't been kind to him. While I don't often use this term, it's clear that he's no longer the same player he was. He looks heavier, appears unmotivated, and the situation is far from ideal. Despite not having a disastrous season and still showing flashes of his talent, it has become evident that his departure has had real consequences. He's come to realize just how different it is to bat without one of the best hitters in the league by his side. With that player behind him in the lineup, he received more pitches in the strike zone, fewer intentional walks, and a more aggressive approach from pitchers. Things have changed now. He's lost that layer of protection that once helped him thrive. Back with his previous team, he had one of his best seasons, batting .288 with 166 hits, 41 home runs, his highest in a single season, 109 RBIs, and 128 runs scored across 157 games. He earned a major award, posted an impressive stat line, and had a solid slugging percentage. Everything flowed smoothly back then, but leaving that team came at a cost. Now, playing for his new team, his performance hasn't been nearly as strong. While his WAR is still respectable, his batting average is down compared to previous seasons. So far, he's posted modest home run and RBI totals, and while his on-base percentage remains decent, it's below his career average. His slugging percentage has dropped as well, along with his OPS. In short, his numbers have declined since joining the new team, where he no longer has that same protection. He's still a capable player, but this season has fallen short of expectations. The absence of that key player beside him has clearly impacted his performance. That said, he's still having a respectable year. He remains a strong player, even if the circumstances aren't as bright as before. Reaching his prime should have meant an even better season this year, but he lost the protection of a major player. For fans of his former team, this situation stirs up some nostalgia. It's almost as if he's saying, "Do you miss me? Do you wish I'd stayed?" There's a sense of satisfaction in that message. He clearly enjoys his role as captain of the national team for the baseball tournament, and this moment captures his current reality perfectly. He used to benefit from having the best hitter in the world behind him, giving him favorable pitches, and now he's lost that edge. That truth must sting a bit, especially considering the other player is also having a strong season. In fact, the young 26-year-old player hit his second home run of the season in his team's win on Tuesday night. So far, he's batting .250/.404 with 6 RBIs through 16 games. For comparison, in his first 16 games with his old team, he hit 3 home runs and drove in 15 runs. Clearly, conditions have changed. Those 3 home runs and 15 RBIs were more productive than the current 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Moreover, opposing pitchers seem more willing to challenge another player now instead of him, who's been hitting behind the league's top on-base percentage leader. That guy's having, without a doubt, the best season of his career so far. He's always been good, but this year he's truly shining. With a WAR of 1.1, he's making a strong case for a long-term contract, doing everything he can to prove his value. In just 55 plate appearances, he's hit 4 home runs, is batting .345, and slugging .673, exceptional numbers. His on-base percentage is .464, significantly higher than the league average of .342. So when it comes to reaching base, he's thriving. His OPS sits at an incredible 1.136, and his OPS plus is a staggering 227, well above the league average of 100. To recap, 4 home runs, a .345 batting average, a slugging percentage of .673, and an on-base percentage of .464. These numbers are undeniably impressive. He's been excelling at getting on base and hitting with power. Without question, he's been the best player on his team this season, but even he doesn't match up to the other star. It might sound unbelievable, but those numbers don't top a 1.2 WAR, 6 home runs and 60 at-bats, 22 hits, and a .367 average. This player also boasts a .479 on-base percentage, a slugging percentage of .733, an OPS of 1.213, and an OPS plus of 247. While 227 is phenomenal, 247 is next level. He is, without a doubt, the best hitter in the world. He's held that title for years, and during his peak, and for much of his career, he had the luxury of hitting behind another great player. But he chose to join a team that hasn't had much success. They're decent, but not comparable. As for his current situation, things are going okay. The team is having a solid season with a competent roster, but he misses that protection. It was effective, clearly so. Now, he needs to figure out how to readjust. Meanwhile, another player is benefiting from that protection, and what's happened is something nobody could have predicted. When comparing the two, one is objectively having a better season. Sure, the other has a slightly higher WAR, by 0.1. Credit to him. He's played in more games, which helps explain that stat, with 10 more plate appearances. Looking at the numbers, though, one player has more hits. Despite playing fewer games, he has more home runs, 5-2. He's also driven in more runs, 7 compared to 6. Congratulations to him for playing more games, which justifies the difference. But even then, he has more hits. He has more home runs despite fewer appearances. He has more RBIs, 7-6. He also has 2 stolen bases versus just 1 from his counterpart. His batting average is higher, sitting at .300. His on-base percentage is better, .417. His slugging percentage is an eye-catching .680. His OPS is nearly as high as that of a star athlete, sitting at 1.097. Meanwhile, his rival's OPS is .829. That's a noticeable gap, over 213 points higher compared to the rival's OPS plus of 142. So one athlete is objectively standing out this season, benefiting from the protection of a major name. That raises 2 questions. First, just how valuable is that big name, especially given the effect he has on teammates? And second, was this massive investment really worth it? Could he have thrived elsewhere under the same protection? With his current team, that hasn't happened. He doesn't look like a $700 million player right now. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a moment that sent ripples through the baseball world, Paul Goldschmidt, widely regarded as one of the most consistent and respected players of his generation, has officially announced his retirement. After 14 illustrious seasons in Major League Baseball, the 37-year-old first baseman is hanging up his cleats, closing the final chapter of a career that spanned continents, franchises, and unforgettable milestones. His departure leaves not just a gap on the field, but a void in the hearts of fans who watch him redefine what it means to be both a professional and a role model. Goldschmidt's journey to the pinnacle of baseball was anything but conventional. Lightly recruited out of high school, he made his mark at Texas State University before being selected in the 8th round of the 2009 MLB draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks, a pick that would later prove to be one of the greatest steals in franchise history. From a moment he debuted in 2011, it was clear that Goldie possessed something special, a rare blend of power, discipline, and humility that quickly elevated him to stardom. He became the face of the Diamondbacks, earning his first All-Star nod in 2013, a year that also saw him lead the National League in home runs and RBIs. But Goldschmidt was never content with just individual accolades. His move to the St. Louis Cardinals in the 2018-19 offseason brought with it new expectations and opportunities, which he embraced with characteristic grace. In 2022, He reached the peak of his career, capturing the NL Most Valuable Player award and further solidifying his legacy as one of the game's most complete players. With 7 All-Star appearances, 2 Hank Aaron Awards for Gold Gloves, and 5 Silver Slugger Awards, his resume speaks volumes. But perhaps even more telling is the respect he commanded across the league, from teammates and rivals alike. In 2024, Goldschmidt added yet another historic milestone to his storied career, becoming the 295th player in MLB history to record 2,000 hits, punctuated by a walk-off 2-run homer against the Nationals. His one-year stint with the New York Yankees, signed late in December 2024, was brief but poignant. Wearing the iconic pinstripes, he played not just as a veteran presence, but as a mentor to the next generation. And with that final act, Goldschmidt quietly signaled that his time in the batter's box was nearing its end. Now, as he steps away from the game, Paul Goldschmidt leaves behind more than just numbers. He departs as a player who stood for professionalism, resilience, and quiet excellence. From the desert sun of Arizona to the historic fields of New York, from Australia to the United Kingdom, his impact stretched far beyond the base paths. While the roar of the crowd may fade, his legacy will echo for generations, etched not only in record books, but in the soul of baseball itself. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.